Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today? Well, less lovely because it's raining, but you know, that's just a par of course here in springtime. Well, I mean, we're kind of getting out of springtime now into summertime. I don't know when summer really starts. In fact, that's something that's easily Googleable, you know? If you ever got a question, you can just type it into Google and find the answer. Why not? When does summer start? Not Northern Ireland. What? June 20th. Okay, so we still got a month left. So summer does not belong to us, yes, yet. Good morning, everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 11:23 AM on Thursday, May 27th, 2021. Yes, there's a rare early episode because I'm not sure exactly how busy I might be later today, and I didn't want to risk, you know, having to record at like 9 PM an Animal Crossing episode. So I was like, nah, let's just do it in the morning. Well, not morning, midday. Get it out of the way, and then, you know, I'll do what I need to do. But anyway, we'll just get straight onto it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's not summer for a while. I don't know. It's weird because in primary school they always teach you how the months are divided into 3, and that's how the season happens. But oh well. Hey, Burrito. Thanks for coming. Thanks again for coming by to help me celebrate my birthday the other day. You helped me getting older. What? You helped me getting older halfway tolerable. Thanks, kiddo. Anyway, here's something I got you. Hope it's the sort of thing you like. Until next time, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. And sorry, my throat is very dead in the morning, as per usual, but it's okay. We'll have a chill morning tea time episode. I don't know what I was really going about. A curly moustache, what? No, but in primary school, they often, at least I remember, we had like a list of all the months of a year on the side of a classroom, in case you forgot them. I don't really know. Hello, Leif. Okay, so you're our visitor for today. And I remember it was December, January, February were all coloured in blue to represent winter, then March, April, May for spring, then June, July, August for summer, and then September, October, November for autumn. I just had to think what were the next few months, which I think, you know, has done some detrimental. That has been detrimental to the way I think about seasons, or the months of seasons of the year, you know, because fun fact, they sort of imply, you know, there's hard lines between the months and the seasons. Like, at the start of June, boom, it's sunny summer. That's not how it works, you know. Oh, of course, now I'm older. I now know. You know, June 20th, that's the start of summer, for this year, at least. Depending on... I'm actually not sure. No, I do know, because we looked... I remember, we definitely looked it up in one of the episodes before, and it was something to do with, based off of meteorological reports or something. Or there's different ways of determining seasons. Anyway, I don't know. If you're curious, you can go jump back into whatever episode it was. I don't remember. I think it's called the 5th season, now I think about it. Anyway, that's not really the point. My point is that those charts, you know, in primary school, or elementary school, if you're American, or xiaoxia, if you're Chinese, and I can't remember what it's called in Japanese, now I think about it. I should know. Kogaku? Maybe? Probably something Gaku. Anyway. Or Gakko. Now I think about it, not Gaku. What? Yeah, but they always have like these charts up around the primary school classrooms, don't they? Trying to teach you things, trying to passively instill lessons, I suppose. Well, lessons make it sound like it's like a moral teaching or something. I just mean like education tidbits into kids as they just like not aimlessly, like boredly look around the classroom or something while the lesson's going on, is what I'd imagine. Or maybe that's just me. Well, I didn't really boredly look around the classroom, more like when there's downtime, you know. Study the classroom posters, see what more you can learn. I remember one of them in year 2 for me. So I was 5, 6. Is that right age? No, 6, 7. No, 6, 7's year 3, right? I can't remember. Anyway, there's a times table chart on the side of the wall, which I think that's quite a common thing. I think that's even not unreasonable for kids to have up in their bedrooms, from what I've seen. Like, parents be like, oh, how do we passively instill some learning into this kid? Let's put the times table chart up. And maybe when they're really bored, you want a horse mackerel? I'll catch one for you. Do I have one in my inventory? I always make these promises and I never fulfill them. I'm very sorry to say. Yeah, times tables, because I guess you want your kids to learn timetables, which is, you know, fair enough. Because I feel like for all of them below, once you know all of them from 1 by 1 up to 10 by 10, you know, travelling in both dimensions, you basically know how to do every and then you need to learn how to multiply high level numbers. You know how to do every single multiplication of numbers. Not necessarily in your head, because, you know, that it's kind of a little bit outrageous depending on how difficult or high, large the numbers are, but your mileage may vary in that regard. What are we doing? I forgot. Catching fish, planting flowers, talking to people, crucian carp. Is that a river fish or is that a sea fish? That's a river fish, isn't it? How many seashells we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 4 more. So we'll, I guess, run over to the other side and find some. But yeah, trying to passively learn, I suppose, through the absorption of reading random posters in your classroom. Anyway, oh yeah, one in year 2, and I sat near the back during one term in year 2 or whatever. It was just like a poster of all the times tables on the wall, and you know, I guess the posters work because I learnt my times tables from there. I should say I learnt them, to be fair. What? Oh, this was new dialogue. I just said that I was called tedious by media. I just said that I like when my shirts shrink in the wash because it helps me show up my abs re-rack. That is, I swear that's new dialogue. I've never seen that before. Or I shouldn't say new. New to me. It's not like I expected Nintendo to patch a new dialogue. Ha 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 ha. Ah, please Nintendo. Anyway. Yeah, so I passively learnt my times tables and that. And I say learn. Like, you know, here's a secret if you're... I don't know, when do you start learning times tables? When you're 5, maybe? Times tables, easy peasy, you know. The only harder ones are the 6, 7, and 8s, you know. The 1 times tables, that's obvious, you know. You just say the number again, easy. 2 times tables, that's quite easy. You just double it, you know. Add it twice. 3 times tables, that's within the manageable zone, you know. You just add it to itself 3 times. And since the numbers are still quite small, it's not that bad, you know. 4 times tables, you know, that's where it gets a little bit spicy, but you know, if you know the 2 times tables, you know your 4 times tables, because you just had to double twice. Now 5 times tables, that's easy, you just count up in 5s. It either ends with 5 or 0, and you can just randomly guess depending on how big the other number is. Now 6, 7, and 8, those are the tough ones. Now 9 times tables is always easy, because it's, you know, you got many different ways to learn the 9 times tables. The easiest way for me was to be like 9 times whatever number you have, and you minus 1 of that number, and that goes in the tens column, and then minus that number from 9, you know, to get the other one. So, you know, 9 times 4. 4 minus 1, that's 3. 9 minus 3, 6. 36, that's your number. Or, you know, you can do that finger thing where you hold up all 10 fingers and you go, if it's your nth times table, 9 times table, you put down your nth finger from left to right. And then the number of fingers you got on the left is in the tens, and the number of fingers you got on the right is the units column. So yeah, if you ever needed help with your 9 times tables, there you go. And 10 times tables, come on, 10 times table is easy, just put 0 at the end. Which, you know, there's a mathematical reason why you're doing that, because you're times by the base number of a counting system you're in. You're basically shifting over everything to the left of the bases. But, you know, when you're like 5, you're not really concerned with that, you're kind of concerned with more the actual result rather than the why. Yeah, save the why for later when you're in, oh, I forgot we're picking up seashells, for when you're in high school, university, and, you know, doing a maths degree. Although, hopefully by that point you probably move past the times tables, but you never know. So yeah, 10 times tables is easy. There's only 6, 7, and 8, and that's the hard ones. So, you know, I just spent my time learning the 6, 7, and 8 times tables. Because I don't know why, to be honest. But, I don't know, they're sort of like posters up around my classroom. They sort of last for all the way through secondary school as well. I mean, not really university, I don't think. Not that I can remember. University, the lecture halls are mostly empty, to be honest, but maybe that's just mathematician lecture halls. Or, I guess it wasn't mathematicians, I guess it was because it was every subject. The actual maths department had a load of posters up for, like, ongoing exhibitions, style-like things. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out other posters up, and, like, I remember in year 6, I feel like I told the story before, but our year 6 teacher, she put up this poster pertaining to using synonyms for words. One of the weeks was the word good. He was like, oh, you don't have to use the word good. Here's a load of other words you can use, like excellent, brilliant, fantastic, amazing, wonderful, splendid. I was going to say splendiferous, that's not a word. Splendid, that sort of thing, depending on the context or whatever. You know, there's that poem being like, the teacher said, don't use good, don't use nice. It was nice, not good. Or maybe it was good. Okay, no, the one in the poster was good, but the poem's about the word nice. And then it just ends with, that's my teacher, she's nice, which honestly doesn't make any sense, because it's based off a poem. Sorry, this is a really, really long and lengthy tangent for no apparent reason. It's based off a poem about a teacher telling you to not use the word said, and it just ends, and the poem just ends with, "That's what my teacher said," or something like that, or "said my teacher." I was like, that's brilliant, that's witty, that's original, and they try and recreate it with good, and it just doesn't work anymore, to be honest. Oh, sorry, with nice, and it doesn't work anymore. Loses the charm. Anyway, the teacher had like a poster up with all these, not poster, it's actually, now I think about it, it was a custom display that she made, so props to that teacher, props to Mrs. Wait, she was Miss C when she got married, I think. But until, or maybe she was Mrs. C and before she wasn't. I'm actually doubting myself now. I can't remember my year 6 teacher's name. I think maybe she was Miss C and also became a Mrs. C. Not the same surname, but still a C. The sailor went to CCC to see what she could CCC. No, sorry, I don't know why I was going with this. Okay, plants and flowers, plant a tree. Okay, so buy some flowers, buy a tree. Save a life. I know, there was no punchline. That's it. But yeah, it was a custom-made sort of display about using synonyms, that sort of thing. And I think I told this before. She marked one of my pieces of work and she put tick good, as teachers do. And now me being a little smart ass, I suppose you call it. Be like, oh look, she used the word good, or whatever, and you can't do that. But unfortunately, it was the start of a new week and she changed the display. So when I went up to her and being like, oh, you can't. Well, I didn't say you can't do that. I was like, I can't remember exactly what I said. It was something along the lines of, come on, miss, if you're going to teach us not to use good, you can't use good as well. She was like, oh, display's changed, that was last week. But then, she changed it anyway. She crossed it out and put excellent or something. I can't remember. I guess she was just happy that someone was engaging with a custom display that she put so much work into. For us 10-year-old, 11-year-old kids who didn't even necessarily appreciate it that much about something. Because right now, I sometimes think back to that and I was like, man, I was such a smart Alec. That's probably the more family-friendly way of saying it. It's like, didn't have to do that. I didn't have to be so smarmy with my teacher. Well, I say smarmy, it wasn't intentionally meant to be smarmy. It was just, when kids are learning that sort of thing, they don't really... It's a lot more difficult to understand how you come across necessarily. And, you always want to... When you're kids, especially when you're a kid, humility does not come as so naturally to you, perhaps. Well, sometimes it depends. If you get a chance to try and show off, a lot of kids would jump out of opportunity. Myself, definitely included, at the time. So I figured myself. But when I used to think back on it, I was like, man, didn't have to be like that. Come on. Clearly, the teacher was annoyed. Now I'm looking back at it. I think the teacher thought it was just kind of amusing. I mean, I guess that's what you do if you become a primary school teacher. You sort of accept you're going to get some kids who, kids say the darndest things sort of thing. I mean, that's not really kids say the darndest things. It's more like kids say things, I suppose, full stop. Let's not take it too out of hand here. But, yeah, she probably thought it was just amusing and also, appreciative. But now I realise she's probably a little bit, not appreciative is probably the wrong word, but, just happy that people, her students are engaging with the things that she's putting her work into teaching, I wonder if there's one of those moments where she'd be like, yeah, this is why I became a teacher. Maybe not, I don't know. Maybe she looks back and would be like, man, hated that student. He's so disruptive and so smarmy. I always think he's so smart or whatever. That'd be quite funny. I don't know. For a second, I'm like, man, I would love to talk to my primary school teachers again just to see what they think. But, that's in the past. They probably also don't remember me. If you think about it, if you're a teacher for like, I don't know, 20 odd years or something, you're going to, especially if you teach multiple classes, you're going to see like how many students? Like at minimum 20 times 30, which is like 6,000 students. You're going to remember like 5 of them, maybe. Do I think I'm about 1 in 1,000 student for them? Probably not. I don't think I mean, like, would I say that she'll probably remember me like 5 years from when I left? I'd say that's reasonable. I was a pretty good student. Certainly with that sort of thing, I did well academically and all that sort of stuff. Does she remember 20 years from now? Probably not. I mean, it's not been 20 years. I guess ask me when I'm 8 years older. 9 years older? 8 years older. Well, 8.5 years older. And we'll see what she says about that. But still. And now I'm just wondering, can I even remember all my teachers' names? I remember my receptionist, my reception teacher. My nursery teacher, I vaguely remember. My year 1 teacher, definitely remember. Year 2 teacher, I remember. She got engaged as well while she was teaching us and changed her surname, of course. As opposed to another name. It'd be a bit strange to get married and then change your first name, I suppose. But I don't know what I was going about. Really is becoming a bit of a wasteland over here, ain't it? Take my picture, take my picture. Oh, did I tell you that take my picture thing that I always sing whenever someone says take a picture? It's not like from anything in particular. What it is a mishearing of a. I talked about this, like Collector Cananza. They made a YouTube medley, no, not YouTube medley, a song medley about a load of different commonly misheard lyrics, and take my picture was one of them. The actual lyrics is smack my B up, you know, and you can fill in the blanks for yourself if you want. That's right, smack my bichon up. My bichon free no, that's horrible. When I say a dog, that's horrible. What? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my year 1 teacher. Obviously, this is not a very entertaining conversation for you because I'm just like trying to reminisce about what my teachers' names were. Remember my year 3 teacher? Year 4 teacher, I had 2 teachers. Who I think I remember. Year 5 teacher? I don't remember her name. There was also 2 teachers. One of them was also a year 4 teacher again, for some reason. I don't know how that works. But, I wonder how they're doing now. That teacher had a tendency... One of the teachers had a tendency to be really nice, but you could tell that she gets really irritated by kids sometimes. She just flies off her handle. Or that makes it sound like a violent maelstrom of like anger. She's not really. She just would yell sometimes, depending on how annoyed she got. I guess I can't blame her too much, but you know, I also got to be like, I mean, if you're signed up to be a primary school teacher, you kind of got to expect kids are kind of little rascals sometimes, and it's not like we were particularly troublemaking like kids or anything. We were just, you know, your run-of-the-mill kids, you know. But those other parts which stick in your head, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, I hope she's doing well. I don't have any bad wishes for her. No. Life's too short to hold resentments like that, I think. I don't resent her even at all. I didn't even hate her. Mainly because I was a good student most of the time, so, you know, very rarely yelled at me. Oh, but I remember one time, I am not very good with directions or that sort of thing, and I used to get dropped off to school rather than like walking to school. And one of the instructions we had to, one of the tasks we had to do in the morning was basically write a set of navigations from, I can't remember, our local train station to the school. The thing is, I didn't live in that area. I lived in like the next town over, so I didn't know how to get to the train station, that school's train station from the school, or whatever way around it was. So I remember I really sheepishly like approached the teacher being like, I don't actually know how to get to the train station. I can't write these instructions. Can I do it from my town? Can I do it in like the little town, not town, but little village I live in? Can I do it from that train station to my home or something instead? Because I don't know directions otherwise. And she was like, wow, I actually can't believe it, because, you know, that was pretty good academic. He was like, you don't know. She said it in a jokey way. She was just surprised that this was like the whole of my knowledge was I didn't know how to get to the train station. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what I said, but it was very awkward for me. But at the time, it was probably quite amusing. And then, you know, we went through the answers on like, we go through the answers, like, so she starts writing out the instructions and like gets everyone to answer the question, and then she asks me for some reason at one point, being like, okay, what would the next instruction be? And I had to be like in front of the class, being like, I don't know how to get to the train station. And then I remember she yells at me. She goes, "Rah! We went here on a school trip. You should know how to do this." And I was like, what the heck? I was like, come on, how are you going to instill any trust in your students? If I approach you before being like, I don't know how to do this, she proceeded, one, not to tell me how to do it, which is fine, you know, and she allowed me to do my alternative suggestion of something which I could actually answer. Yeah, fine, perfectly fine. Two, the next part is, well, why have I got this nursery hardwood? I don't remember doing. Oh yeah, because I planted a tree. Why would you, one, ask me for the next line in the answer, if I already approach you being like, I don't know what the entire answer is in the first place, and then flip off your handle, because I don't remember the exact directions when we walked there on a school trip, you know. It's a little bit unreasonable in my eyes, and I think most people's eyes. Do I hold any resentment to her for it? No, because then I actually just kind of forgot about that memory until just now. But I kind of laugh at it now because I'm just like, what? But I just remember being so confused because she was just like so calmly like talking about it, and she just like randomly started screamingly angry. I don't know, maybe she had a bad day or something. I'm not gonna hold her to it. Whatever. It's in the past, basically. I was gonna say bridge under troubled water, but I don't think that's not the idiom I meant. Something about bridges and waters. Where you is just like, move on from that. Anyway, that's my year 5 teacher. But I do remember her name. I can't remember the other teacher's name, because we had 2 teachers. One who took us on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That was that teacher, and another who did it on Tuesday and Thursdays, I think. It was much nicer. She was very serene, very artsy. And that was super fun. She was probably one of the best primary school teachers. Either that or the year 6 teacher. Different energies, you know. Oh, I remember her. Wait, no, that's her name. Hold on. I'm actually getting confused. I wonder if any of those teachers still work at that primary school anymore. You know, as per usual in Animal Crossing, we're just going to spend time looking up stuff rather than doing something. Let's see if any of the teachers are. I know the headmasters left. Let's see. Our school. Wow, look at this. They got a whole new uniform. They got hoodies and everything. We've got a giant campfire. What's going on here? Look at school. It looks so much better. Staff. There we go. Oh. Wait. No, that's not who I thought it is. I looked at a teacher. I was like, what? The year 3 teacher became a head teacher? And I was like, wait, no. That's a slightly different name. I don't think any of these teachers are the same, unless this teaching assistant's the same, but that's quite a common surname, so. I don't recognise any of these teachers anymore. That's crazy. That's crazy how much things can change in 14 years or whatever it's been. Sorry, what are we doing? Nook Mile missions? Hot item, catch bugs, deep sea diving. Let's see what a hot item is. I probably shouldn't have sold all my resources I just got, but still. Could be an easy hot item. Paw print door plate's quite easy. Wooden waste bin. I don't really remember. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing was I was meant to talk about. Was that wooden waste bin? Oh, that's super easy. Forward. Could easily do that. I was meant to talk about posters that are up in my classroom. There's educational posters. Honestly, I can't even remember all that many. Surprise, surprise. I guess there's not all that much to think about when it comes to them. You sort of they're just there. I remember I went on a bit of a weird tangent about that one about that teacher in year 5. She's probably doing fine, I'd imagine. Maybe, I don't know. let's not jinx her life, perhaps. And I'm just trying to like recall any posters that appeared in classrooms. I don't know. I used to read them all the time as well, which you might just be like, oh, that's so like, I don't know, bookwormy of you or whatever. Nerd. Hey nerd, this nerd reads posters. Yeah, what of it? I want to get a good education in. I mean, I wasn't really consciously thinking about when I was like 8. I was just sort of like, oh, you know, here's something to read. Why not read it? That sort of thing. We read it not because we should, but because we can. That's not how it goes. Oh, what's that moon landing thing? Not because we have to, but because we can. Something like that? I don't know. Not quite a smooth speaker as a... Which president said it? Kennedy? Maybe? I don't know. Is that right, President, for moon landing times? Possibly. Was that 3 deep sea creatures? Probably. No! Not a Nook Mile mission. No, not... What? I can't even speak anymore, you know? Words are too difficult. Don't even pay attention to me anymore. 24 minutes in, you know? It's nearly 12 AM. Oh, that could be a cedar camp. That's quite a big shadow. We still do need 2 more cedar camps to get the model. Perhaps we should do more fishing when it's raining. No, that can't be a seed camp. There's no way that's big enough. But maybe it is. You never know. It is a big shake. Maybe it's an oarfish? Yeah, it's an oarfish. There we go. Sealer camp is a massive shake. It's groundbreaking. I don't know. What can we do? These last few minutes. Those are quite difficult to do. I guess we could try and make a poor door plate. But the others are not particularly feasible within the time we got. Especially trying to catch 5 insects on a rainy day in Animal Crossing. I don't know. I feel like times table is always a common one, you know, spelling things. whenever you do exams, the most hilarious part is whenever they have to cover it up. I remember we had a geography exam or whatever in secondary school. I can't remember what the exam was about, but then our teacher had to like cover up all the posters that he had around the room. So I don't remember what he covered up with like just giant pieces of poster paper or whatever. I mean, it's only an advantage if you sit next to a poster. It's not like the kid across the classroom can look at that poster and be like, oh yeah, I can read out that size 12 Arial font from about 30 meters away. If they are, they should become like, I don't know, an Air Force pilot or something. What are we doing? We're crafting a poor door plate. That's right. That's right. So I don't know what came over me. That's not a door plate, but we're still crafting it because it's still a hot item. Hot item, a hot item. Anyway, oh, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Oh, we need to catch a wasp. That is one of our missions, I remember. So we'll just shake these things. Shake, 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 shake a tree. Shake, shake, shake a tree. Sound like that was a bell that dropped? That was a bell. Oh, is it a bell? What? There we go. Wait, what's that other Nookman mission we got? What? It popped up before we caught the wasp? That doesn't make any sense. Do we have any coconuts on us? We don't, but we can go grab some coconuts. Craft them and sell them, and we'll probably round off the episode here. But yeah, there's always like list of words plus I say coconuts, isn't that right? Oh, what do you think about Bruce? I made up my mind. I'm leaving for a new island burrito. Oh my gosh. Someone's actually decided to leave. Did I shock you? I mean, I just decided here on the spot. I want to see how I do somewhere new. Him and horror about this stuff does no good. Gotta strike while the iron's hot, I reckon. I'll be cheering you on, Bruce. It's been a fantastic time with you, and I'm glad we could celebrate your birthday just before we go in, and one last final hurrah. That's what we want. That's what we want, Nintendo. Goodbye parties for the villagers. Well, okay, maybe not we. That's what I want. And that's as close as we're going to get, I suppose. It's still a little bit early for goodbyes, but I want to let you know you've been a big help to me, kiddo. I reckon it was fun living here. Now that we're pals and all that, here's hoping we meet up again. Watch for me out yonder, okay? Goodbye, Bruce. Hold on. Let me wave goodbye to you, Bruce. He's having none of it, you know. I respect that. He's staying gruff to the end. What are we doing? We're here to get coconuts. But there were no coconuts to be got. Yeah, so Bruce moving out. He's going to go find new horizons for himself, to be honest. Starting life all over again. In the famous words of a Canadian, I know, cartoon, 16. He's 16, I'm starting my life again. Got a new job and it starts even more today. Never even seen that show. I just know there's a theme song for it for some apparent reason. Maybe it's not Canadian. No, it's probably American, the more I think about it. Yeah, because it's by the same creators as Total Drama. That's why I know that. Anyway, I was also something along those lines. I forgot what I was going to say. We should just favour the coconut juice because we always craft it for missions. Well, that'll probably round up this morning episode after we finish crafting our coconut juice, and in 2 days' time, we'll be able to do a little bit of island hopping to try and finally find a new villager to bring over to our island. Maybe I'll make some Nookman missions tickets in advance. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I guess we'll go get one right now, just before the episode ends, after we sell this stuff. I'm sure we got a little bit of a hoard right now in our storage. I don't know. My conversational traits have run out. Okay. Well, once I realised that I could remember only 2 different posters in our classrooms, I was like, man, it's going to be difficult to keep conversation going on this this episode. As it always is. Actually, that's not true. Some days it's super easy, some days it's quite hard. You never really know what you're going to get because life is like a box of chocolates. In the famous words of Forrest Gump. Oh, weird. He didn't mention the fact that we were selling a hot item. Normally they do that and they're like, oh, got to take into account the fact that you're selling a hot item today. Into the calculations. Didn't even mention it. How strange. So yeah, let's go get a Nook Mile ticket. And then... yeah, he'll be moving out tomorrow, and then the day after is when we can do some Nook Mile Island hopping. And that's conversation galore right there. You know, that's an easy time to actually start conversations. Hopefully. If I have something to talk about. If I don't have something to talk about, you'll get what we're going on in these last few minutes where the episode probably should have ended a couple of minutes ago. But here I am, still going on because we still got stuff to do. You know? Animal Crossing chores, they never end. Well, I say chores, it's more like optional things to do. The island's in a good state, apart from this one area which has not been decorated properly. Actually, have we decorated the rest of our island apart from that area? Like, the spring area has been, the winter area is basically fully decorated. The autumn area is missing stuff, but it's essentially reasonably decorated. And the summer area is missing a lot of stuff, but we don't really know what to put there right now. I want to put more festival items, but there's not any... the festival items don't really go together in certain aspects. Or maybe I'm just not good enough at it, which is probably true. Anyway, I don't know. Here I am making excuses when really we should just round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Darling. Likes, comments, subscriptions, shares, all greatly appreciated. Links down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewells. Until next time, bye bye for now.